What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Zoe with No Days Off DFS here to bring you another NBA slate breakdown for the 5-game NBA slate we got today. There are some early games. I don't have any concept for that, except for one of my favorite plays. Is going to be a couple of props coming from the early games. One of them is going to be Nikola Jokic for over his 12.5 rebounds. We know that's been just a crush. The usage and everything that he has, even with Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, that duo right there, Cleveland for some reason are still giving up a lot of rebounds to opposing power forwards and centers, and the Joker is the Joker. He's the MVP for a reason. Another play if you want to pair it up, I do like Jared Allen under on his PRA or his points and rebounds. He's gone under that pretty much every single game he's played this season, and also the head-to-head going up against Joker isn't too bad as well. The centers going up against Denver actually has been a pretty good matchup all season in regards to tackling under, so definitely do like the under right there. And then if you want a different one to pair it with the Joker, definitely don't mind taking Jalen Suggs. As long as he plays, his fantasy points scored, if he's not going to be on any type of minute limitation or anything like that, I do like that. That's the one you can go with. Or, of course, our boy Scotty Barnes, his rebounds and assists. You can also take that inside of this game right here for Toronto. So a couple of early props you guys can get if you guys are looking for some prop plays. But as always, like I always like to say, if you guys are new here and you guys haven't done so already, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the content that I'm putting out. Again, as you guys know, your boy's sick. I know you guys can hear my voice. Thank you guys for tuning in. Those that were actually able to. I'm sorry about the video getting up so late yesterday, but I was literally dying all day and had to research from the bed, and then finally was able to actually get something put out between coughing fits and my throat just freaking dying like it is right now. You guys have no clue how many times I have to pause, get myself together, and then keep going as I'm recording these things. But nonetheless, I'm going to try to make this quick just like I did yesterday so I can get this stuff out to you guys real quick, because your boy cannot sit here and talk all day, every day. All right, so looking at injury report, we know a couple of these teams, they played yesterday. Dallas is on a back-to-back. They played yesterday. OKC played yesterday, went to overtime. I would definitely be interested to see if OKC rest anybody. We haven't seen Chet necessarily play the amount of minutes that he's played yesterday and play on a back-to-back, so I really will be interested to see if they rest Chet. I wouldn't be surprised if they rest anybody, because technically this would be OKC's, I want to say, 4th game in 3 nights, something like that. So they are on a road trip. This their last game on their road trip before they go back home. And I mean, the matchup, of course, is going up against Portland. Should be an easy matchup for them, but I wouldn't be surprised if they do decide to rest some people here in the spot. So definitely pay attention to that news right there for the Thunder. The Kings, no real news. Herter, he should be good to go to play. Dallas, again, they are on a back-to-back, so pay attention. They have rest Kyrie and things like that so far this season, so let's make sure we pay attention for some news from them. For the Suns, we already know that Bradley Beal, he's going to be out. We know everything over there for that. For Utah, still without Walker Kessler. Out here for Boston, Jaylen Brown, he should be playing today. For Memphis, Tillman, he should be playing. They rested him on the front end of the back-to-back, so Biyombo should go back to the bench. But if they still do start Biyombo, I wouldn't mind that at all. Kennard, he is a game time decision. Definitely want to pay attention to that because he is a pretty solid piece in regards to their rotation. For the Thunder, like I said, pay attention to injury, not injury news, but rest news for them, because they did go into overtime last night. Beat the Dubs, really good game. If you guys were able to catch that, caught the highlights this morning, and Chet, man, if there's any player that is KD like, definitely would beat Chet. I understand he's a center, but that shot that he made to take the game into overtime to tie it up with 1.6 or 8 seconds, whatever it was, that was very, very KD-like. That shot was crazy. Portland still without Brogdon, Scoot, Simons, Wainwright. Houston, Tari Easton game time decision, but that's off the bench. Amen Thompson, he's still out. And then for the Lakers, of course, as always, LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they show up on the injury report every single freaking time. But they should both be playing, but definitely pay attention to that right there. All right, heading over to DraftKings, the site that I play the most on, the site that if you guys do not have, definitely check it out, download it. Check the link down in the description below so you guys get that deposit match bonus and join me over here on the King. With that being said, I'm going to do kind of like what I did yesterday in regards to going over the value plays, a slate plan, give you guys a YouTube core that you can run with, just because that, to me, honestly, is the quickest for me to get through everything and not make this video super long and whatnot. But, all right, so starting out, of course, we already know that today is only 50K to first. Of course, Sunday is normally smaller in regards to what they give us for the prize pool. So looking at it, there's not too much value on it. Of course, 5-game slate, but some values that does stick out to me, especially in this OKC game. I expect this game to be fast-paced. 2 young teams. One player that I've been on, even though he doesn't start, he plays off the bench, but he's playing at least 20 minutes a game, and he's been consistent. I had him in that Utah game when he went out there for 29 minutes. So as long as they're starting Kamara, Walker off the bench has been phenomenal. And for whatever reason, OKC going up against backup power forwards or power forward period, that's been a weakness for us this season. So I definitely do like his upside. He's a pretty good fantasy point per minute producer whenever he's out there on the court. Can definitely jack it from three, which is a really big plus. Rebounding is there, so he's stepping the stat sheet and not just doing one thing whenever he's coming in there off on the court. At 3,800, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to go with the Kamara, but looking for some value that you can actually get to on the slate, which will allow us to actually be able to pay up for some of the other studs on a slate that really doesn't have too much value. I definitely do like Jabari Walker right there at his price tag for what we can get. And for those of you that don't understand, value for me is players that are 5K and below. That's what I consider value on any slate. 5K and below, studs are going to be 7K and above. That's going to be studs for me. And then whatever's in that mid-range between 5K to 7K, that's the mid-range plays. That's how I always break it down in regards to whenever I'm looking at the slate. And speaking of value, I don't know if you guys have been on them, but I have been talking them up almost every single video whenever the Jazz are on the slate. But Colin Sexton looking healthy, playing at least 20-ish minutes a game, been a pretty good fantasy per minute producer, and going up against the Phoenix Suns, who he just played not too long ago, 20 minutes, gave us 23 fantasy points in that last game. Really do like him going back here. And then if he's still starting, it looks like he's kind of getting his footing under him finally in that starting lineup. As long as they're going to start him and he's going to play at least 20 plus minutes, I don't mind going to Abaji 4-1 for a starting small forward. That's pretty good right there on the slate. Definitely another value, cheap starter that you're going to actually get. So you already know that a lot of the offense, of course, is going to run through Clarkson. It's going to run through gosh, I'm drawing a blank on his name. What's his name? Larkinen. So, but these guys going up against KD, D-Book, other guys are going to have to also step up. So, really do like the value that we're going to get from Baji. Sitting there 4-1. If you guys pay attention to him during assembly, dude was a walking bucket for us out there. So, really do like the upside that we can actually get going to him right here on the slate. Now, if Kyrie is to rest, I'm going to just go ahead and throw this one out here. Derrick Jones Jr., if Kyrie rest. He's always stepped up in a major way whenever Kyrie has been out. All these big games that he's actually had, those 2 games, those were with Kyrie off the court. Don't mind going to him. But another one that you can go to, which I had his points yesterday for a prop play, and that's going to be Grant Williams. Yeah, he played 38 minutes last night, dropped 29.25 fantasy points. Again, if Kyrie was to miss, I wouldn't mind going to Grant Williams. As long as he's going to go out there, he's going to play his normal amount of minutes. I don't mind going to him, as he should see an uptick in his production and everything. Like I said, really kind of hard to find some value on the slate for today. Now, if Ron or AD misses, of course, you're going to want to go with a player like Rui Hachimura, 4-5. Has looked very good over his last couple of games. Got some double-digit fantasy point production in here, minus that one 5.5 fantasy point game in the 18 minutes that he played going against the Kings. But definitely don't mind coming out of Rui if you need some decent value. If AD or Bron, one of those 2 guys sits, that's definitely going to be a value play that we can go to. Now, if the Thunder do rest some players and we get word, like, say, Kendrick Williams, he's still going to play his minutes, I don't mind going to Kendrick Williams. Or, speaking on who else, Isaiah Joe. If they actually decide that they're going to start a Kason Wallace, if they rest anybody, don't mind going to like a Kason Wallace or something like that. But everyone else is going to be just not plays that I even want to mess with. Like I said, value kind of hard to find on today's slate, period, in all honesty. Of course, as I'm recording this, injury news breaks. Derrick Rose, Memphis injury news. So they're going to be without Derrick Rose, Luke Kennard, and Xavier Tillman. So we will still get Bismack Biyombo as a starting center for them. Of course, that's going to need maybe more time again, possibly for Gilliard if they actually decide to run him, but that could also mean some more time for players like Zaire Williams off the bench and Conchar, who they seem to have favored. I want to say Conchar started the second half for Gilliard last night, so definitely be interested to see if they have a shakeup in the first half. Not in the first half, in the starting lineup for Memphis. If Conchar does start, then he's going to be pretty good value as well that we can go to today at the point guard position. I know it's not going to be the greatest matchup, but if he's starting a player who can actually rack up a decent amount of in regards to points, scoring, he can do a little bit of everything. I won't mind him at all, to the slightest. All right, going over to talking about some studs, some stud players. Of course, you got the Lucas, you got the SGA. I kind of don't want to mess with either one of these guys on their back-to-back. Granted, the matchups are actually really great for either one of them, and they might go lower on just for the simple thinking of, yeah, they are on a back-to-back. But I actually do want to target inside the Sacramento and Dallas game. I like Sabonis. I like De'Aaron Fox. Both of these guys grades out as really great players for the prospective matchups that they have. We just seen Damian Lillard. He had a pretty good game last night going up against Dallas, and then also on the other side, Sabonis. Dude's been on a tear over his last several games. Has looked very good out there. Prime mid-season Sabonis right now. So really don't mind either one of those guys. And then if Bron plays, for whatever reason, Anthony Davis has just been complete dog shit, and leaving it up to old man LeBron James to carry this team. Going up against the matchup again of Dylan Brooks, I don't mind it. Yes, that first time, 27 minutes, only gave us 27 minutes points. Didn't play the greatest in the world, and in all honesty, got their asses blown out, 94 to 128. So I would expect them to come back with a little bit of fire in their asses for this game. So don't mind taking the GPP stand on LeBron James. And then of course you can't go wrong with Kevin Durant playing much better with Devin Booker out there. Dropped 65.25 fantasy points in that last game. I don't mind or don't hate getting up to Kevin Durant, but not a must. Now, some other players that do grade out as studs that are decently priced and you don't have to break the bank for. Afro Şengün, one of them, I really do like him. Last game going against the Lakers, dropped 33.25 fantasy points, only played 25 minutes. Again, this game was a blowout for them. So if the game actually was to stay close, maybe we can actually get one of these 40-plus fantasy point games. Grades out as a pretty good play. Opposing centers have done pretty well. DeAndre Ayton, old man, weak-ass DeAndre Ayton dropped 38.5 fantasy points. Sabonis dropped 67 fantasy points. Nurk, 37. Bam dropped 70 on the Lakers. So Şengün, if he actually gets his full allotment of minutes, I can only imagine what this guy can do because he is a triple-double machine and does have the upside to actually do such a thing. Now, I know I talked about the value play for Portland, but I will have to talk about in regards to the starter, Jeremy Grant. Long as he's out there and these other guys are missing, he's technically one of the focal points of the starting lineup out there for Portland. So don't mind him. We just seen Andrew Wiggins last night bounce back, pop off game, drop 42 fantasy points going up against my Thunder. Kuminga, of course, himself the game before, 32. KD, 51. Keegan Murray, 48. So list goes on and on in regards to, like I said, it's a weakness at that power forward position. So Jeremy Grant, with the upside that this dude actually brings in regards to if he's hitting that 3-point shot, he can rebound a bit, can do a little bit of playmaking if he wants to, but really it's going to be the scoring upside that he should be able to bring as long as he's knocking down those threes. Really great price tag, 7,200, not bad at all for the position that he's actually in. So if you don't want to go with the value play, instead you want to go with the actual starter, there's nothing wrong with going with that right there as well. And I would be remiss if I didn't go ahead and talk about the dude, Jordan Clarkson, playing at home, and the dude has been on fire over what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, four straight games of 40-plus fantasy points. Last game going against the Suns, dropped 52.75 fantasy points. I'm not going to say he's going to do it again, but he is playing at home, and his home road splits have been crazy. He plays very well at home, so I really do like the matchup and the position for him here. Outside of that, if we get some rest news, like say if they rest Luka or something like that, then of course you're going to want to look at Kyrie Irving. If Kyrie's out, then yes, it's going to put more of a vote for Luka if you want to get a start from that right there. Other than that, they're not must plays or that you have to get to by any means necessary. Just looking at it. All right, going to the mid tier, looking at some of these guys down here. Again, mid tier is going to be that 5K to the 7K range. Pretty much these are going to be plays that we normally use to just fill out our lineup. So looking at these guys, I'd have to say DeAndre Ayton, center position, of course, opposing centers. They've been playing pretty decent going up against the Thunder, sitting at 6'6", not a bad price tag. He's had his on and off good, decent games here and there. If you pay attention to it last night, Kevon Looney dominated 35 fantasy points. The rebound upside should be there for Ayton if he actually rebounds. That has been a very big weak point for the Thunder. Wouldn't mind actually taking his defensive rebounds as a prop play on today's slate. I'm pretty sure almost every center that's gone up against the Thunder has more than likely cleared that rebound prop for defensive rebounds or shoot, maybe even offensive, as many offensive rebounds as we tend to give up. But definitely do like the price tag for DeAndre Ayton here and that mid-tier price. Outside of that, another player who's been playing pretty decent and pretty good. If I can't find him here, where are you, Keegan? Keegan Murray. Where is Keegan? Oh, I got it. Keegan Murray, sitting at 6'1". Down game going up against the Spurs last game, 38 minutes, only dropped 19 fantasy points, but definitely a bounce back spot for him in what should be a back and forth matchup. We know that power forwards, they've done pretty well going up against Dallas. Giannis should drop 75. Not saying that Keegan's going to go out here and drop 75, but he does have the repertoire in regards to if his 3-point shot is falling to put up a big fantasy score, which he did with this 48 and 41 fantasy points back-to-back games going up against the Thunder and against Cleveland. And like I said, Thunder, power forwards, Jeremy Grant might be on to something. But Keegan Murray, definitely another one you can go to. And you can definitely look to Nurk, as long as he's going to keep himself out of foul trouble. Don't mind going to him at the position. And then if the game doesn't blow out, wouldn't mind looking at a Jabari Smith Jr. All right, so if I'm building out, right now, like I said, I want to see who's going to start from Memphis because I think there might be some value that we can get from that game. But straight out the gate, I can't ignore the numbers and everything that they've been able to put up. But I will definitely be going with Jeremy Grant as one of the stud players that I'll be looking to play on today's slate. And the second play that I really know that I'm going to go to is going to be Ochai Agbaji. As long as he's starting 4-1, I kind of really cannot ignore that, especially for a starting player, small forward, in a decent total game. And and everything, and just the numbers that he's been able to put up. The matchup's pretty good for him. So at least I know I'm going to get some security, at least get about 20 fantasy points from him, which I want that at a 4-1 price tag. So this is probably where I will go ahead and start my lineups is Abaji and Jeremy Grant, and then just figuring out who else I want to plug in, look for another value play, and then maybe if I can get to a mid-tier or a stud player that I want to get to, maybe pay up for one of these higher price studs, and then just look to fill in my line there from whatever's left over. But this is where I would actually start on today's slate. Like I said, 5-game slate, not too big, not too small, kind of in that just right range that we kind of look to for anyway. 50K up top to first. Why not go ahead and give it a try and shoot for it? Like I said, I have core and all other stuff that will be posted later on in the day. Definitely good luck to everybody. Hopefully you guys cash out.